What's going on, New York Mets fans? I know it's been a couple of days since my last New York Met post, but there's just not a lot going on in Metland right now. After the big trade for Luis Robert, then Freddie Peralta, the Bo Bichette signing, not a lot has been going on over the last week for the New York Mets since the Freddie Peralta deal and the Tobias Myers deal. But we do have an interview today that Carlos Mendoza did where he talked about the locker room dynamic last year, the relationships, the kind of political clubhouse that it was with the New York Mets. It was more businesslike. I have the video of the Carlos Mendoza interview with Joel Sherman and with John Heyman today, and I wanted to show you guys a couple of good things that I took out of it regarding Soto and Lindor's relationship, and also how it was more businesslike throughout the season as the Mets lost. So before we get into that, guys, New York Mets stuff, as long as Mets news is breaking, I'm going to be reporting it. Met rumors, I'm going to be reporting it. There is not a lot out there right now, guys. We are in a dead spot of this offseason. Once again, after the Bellinger signing to the Yankees, we've been stuck in purgatory now. We got nothing to do. Maybe we're going to wait. The Mets did get Craig Kimbrell. I do have a video on that on my Instagram and my TikTok. Check that out. I do have New York Knicks content coming out, New York Giants content, WWE content, WWE 2K26 if you are a video game player for the PS5. All that stuff is on the channel. But why you click this video? Because you want to see the Carlos Mendoza interview that he did today. And there's a few things that I took out of this interview that they're not alarming to me at all. I mean, a lot of people are going to overblow the Lindor-Soto relationship and how they're not the best as friends. Guys, they don't need to be the best. They don't need to be the bestest of friends. Lindor and Soto don't have to get along. And I think in a sense they do get along, but they're two totally different people. There was the clip of Juan Soto when Lindor got hit in the mouth against the Washington Nationals, and Soto was one of the first ones to come running in to speaking Spanish. Get him agua, get him water, get him water. Making sure Lindor was taken care of, guys. These guys don't hate each other. They're just two different players. You know how you have people in life where certain people are just not the same as you? Some people might be more outgoing. Some people might be more businesslike. That's exactly what Juan Soto and Francisco Lindor are. That doesn't mean they can't get along. And as long as the team is winning, no one's going to care. But when the team starts to lose, this is the type of stuff you run into. So let's get into this Carlos Mendoza thing really quickly. I want to show you guys the clips. He had stuff to say regarding Bo Bichette as well and the position changes for the New York Mets. But let's get into this Carlos Mendoza clip. This is him regarding the issue with the Mets clubhouse. You know about the rumors that I just spoke about and saying that it was too corporate. They didn't celebrate each other enough. So let's hear what he had to say about that.
A lot of questions about the temperature and temperament of your clubhouse last year. What do you think about your 2025 clubhouse? And do you feel there needs to be some, or has it already happened, some better coming together of Lindor and Soto, who are so clearly the cornerstones of what you're doing moving forward?
We had a professional clubhouse. When you're winning, everything is fun. Everything is, you guys got the best team chemistry. Everything is perfect, right? And then you go through stretches where it's hard and you're not winning as many games. And I take responsibility for it because I think it became like a corporate clubhouse.
Now, and this is why and people sour on Mendoza after last year. I'm sorry, but with the pitching staff that he was given, that was on David Stearns. And then all the people that think I'm a David Stearns shill, I'm admitting to you that he did not do well with the pitching staff last year. So can we get the fact that I'm not a David Stearns shill? I just like David Stearns. But what was Carlos Mendoza supposed to do with that pitching staff last year? When every guy was going 2-3 innings and he had to go to the bullpen in the 4th and 5th inning early, people are knocking him going to his bullpen too much. Guys like Adam Ottavino, just because you don't like him personally does not mean he can't do a great job at managing. A horrible, horrible way to evaluate a manager with the pitching that he was given last year. You can't do that. But what I love about Carlos Mendoza is the fact he's pretty straightforward when it comes to speaking to the media. He's a disciplinarian with the players. He will tell you straight up what's going on inside the clubhouse. Not all the inner workings of the clubhouse. Obviously, you keep certain things in-house. But he's pretty straightforward with the New York media, and he handles the media very well. That's why I'm a big fan of Carlos Mendoza being the manager of this team.
Where guys respected each other, but I don't think we celebrated each other enough. And I'm not sure if people start comparing 2024, that clubhouse with something else. You have Candelita there, who was a huge part of our success, and then we felt that 2024 was 2024. We got out of the gate winning a lot of games and, with the best record in baseball by the first week of June or something like that. And then, boom, we hit the wall. You mentioned Lindor and Soto. Two very, very different guys. Soto is very business-like. He's just a guy that comes in, he's got his earpods on, going through his process. Lindor is more outgoing for what you guys see on the field, where it's the big smile. That guy that whether we win or lose, he's going to be the same guy. He cares. Obviously, they both care, but they're two different personalities.
So, yeah, I mean, he just said straightforward, like, what the hell, what's been going on with the New York Mets last year? And everybody looks at 2024. 2024 was not sustainable, everybody. So we got to stop saying that because, again, it just was not it was not sustainable at all. Too many guys had career years. Too many guys we were living on gimmicks that year. So the clamoring for that season is just mind-blowing to me. And it's because the Mets don't have many successful seasons. So I understand why Mets fans want to go back to what made them feel good. 2024 felt like a team you could have for the next decade, but it clearly wasn't. With the team that was constructed the way it was, there was no reason for that team to be as good as it was. It got far because it got lucky. The gimmicks worked. Everybody bought into it, and they got thrown out by the Dodgers, which they should have been. Now he was asked about Bo Bichette and Jorge Polanco playing first and third for the first time in their careers, which I don't think is going to be a problem.
Your first and third basemen are going to be players who haven't played first and third base in their career in the major leagues. What do you think about this transformation? And has it begun already with you and Bo?
Yeah, we're recording this in the afternoon, and I spent this morning with Bo and watching him take ground balls third base, and very encouraging. He's an athlete, man. We're looking at a guy that has played shortstop pretty much his whole career, right? And just watching him today, moving around third base, taking ground balls, creating angles, and then the throws to first base. I was like, just telling him, he looks like you played here before. He's super excited, working really hard. I think it's just a matter of getting game reps, like that reaction time when as soon as the ball's hit, whether he's going to have to make that decision, do I'm going to come in and get it? I'm going to go back and create a longer hop. Just things like that. You mentioned Polanco making that transition.
So that's one thing that, I don't know if it's Mets fans that are just mad at David Stearns, in a sense, when it comes to signing a guy like Bo Bichette to play third base. The basic baseball fan that knows nothing else besides the basics, they even know that if you are a shortstop that's played over 700 career games at the position, do the math on the innings, your transition to go to third base is a smooth transition. It's not going from shortstop to catcher. It's not going from shortstop to pitcher. You're going from shortstop to third base. It is a smooth transition for a player. Anybody telling you otherwise is just dead wrong. A simple Google search will tell you if you could play shortstop, you can play third base. That's why he was signed to this contract. Do you think truly that David Stearns would just hand out this contract to a guy they didn't believe could move to third base? Guys, please wake up. Stop with the nonsense of the out-of-position stuff. It will be a smooth transition to third base for Bo Bichette.
Transition to first base, I think the game reps are going to be huge here. It's not so much about taking ground balls. I think it's just a lot of the things that happen throughout the course of the game. I feel like people at times think that you can put anybody at first base and, he's going to be fine. It takes time.
And that's the thing about Polanco moving to first base, that I will meet people in the middle when it comes to Jorge Polanco. It will take time for him to get adjusted to first base. He can make any throw on the diamond. So right away, it's going to be the footwork. It's going to be the game reps, just like Carlos Mendoza said. Once he gets that down, he will be able to play the position very well. Will he be a Gold Glover? Probably not. We didn't have a Gold Glover there anyway. Okay? But what you're getting is a guy that can make all the throws on the diamond, very strong arm, and at first base, we saw it over the last couple of years, and this is not to crap on Pete Alonso. He could not throw the baseball. He couldn't make the simple throws to second base to turn a double play. Couldn't make the throws home. Couldn't make the throws across the diamond to third. He just could not throw the ball, let alone underhand a ball to a pitcher. We saw it last year the most out of anything. Injuring Kodai Senga, almost injuring Nolan McLean, almost injuring Clay Holmes. Okay? Now you got a guy who can make all the throws at first base, which is going to be a very good dynamic for the team now, defensively. So if you guys got this far in the video, it's just a quick Met video I wanted to put out for you guys just to have something out there. Carlos Mendoza getting ready for the season. I'm pumped about this season, man. I'm psyched. I cannot wait for Mets baseball. Spring training is right around the corner. We're going to have pitchers and catchers reporting soon. And once that happens, guys, we'll probably be putting daily stuff out every single day for you guys. If you got this far, share, like, subscribe. Mets content, Knicks content, wrestling content, Giants content. Who knows what the hell we're going to be putting out there in the future. But, guys, thank you so much if you got this far. I appreciate you guys. Till the next one.